With you in a while, my brother, but how are you doing? Last time I saw you, it was at Distribution of Theology, and you were great that night.
Well, man, thank you. It's good to be here. We're living large in the city of Amite, so we're doing okay.
Well, let's. I can't help but say I saw a video just the other day online, and you were. I want to jump right into this because the evil one is after us, brother, and you know that.
Amen.
You were talking about a book called The Warning, written by Christine Watkins. Share with us why you feel we should all be reading that book.
Well, the short of it is, I read it about 3 years ago, and I enjoyed reading it at the time, but I didn't study it. Mm-hmm. And when you look around at the world that's going on today, it's pretty obvious that we're let's just be honest, we're on the road to perdition. It's not going to get better just because it's football season or it's the weather's changing. We're in trouble. And the book, I thought, is something I needed to go back and reread because there's 4 people, Damien, that if I had to take counsel with, for example, if I had to pick 4 people to go and say, man, what do you think? The 4 people that were referenced, indirectly, one is Padre Pio because he's a believer in Garbandal, which is obviously referenced in the book. There's also St. Faustina that references, not to mention Pius, I think it's Pius the Ninth and Paul the Sixth. Both papas, one the Immaculate Conception, the other one Humanae Vitae. So when they are referenced in the book with similar experiences, then it's important for you and I to read it. And look, this isn't a conspiracy theory thing. I don't have time to read conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. This is something that I think everybody needs to be made aware of. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't even like Kool-Aid, and I'm not a zealot because I have other things to spend my time on. So I think if nothing else, it's a good read. But you need to pick your head up because the world's heading in a direction. It just is. And it, unfortunately, our leadership in our country is nothing short of diabolical. And unfortunately, too, our church is not giving off very much light. It's very opaque. And so people need to pick their heads up. And this is a great place to start.
Get back on their knees, too.
You're listening to the voice of Father Mark Beard. He's the pastor of St. Helena Church in Amite. And Father Mark, I have to see you because I live in the metropolis of Goodby, not too far from you. So I'm going to come see you one Sunday.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Father Mark, I was watching some of your homilies on YouTube, and I recommend everybody to go see to go to Father Mark. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel or what, but your homilies are awesome. I saw on one of them that you started off Eucharistic adoration at St. Helena, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Kicked it off October 1st, and you asked your parishioners to pray for 2 things, our country and our church.
That's correct. So, and the reason that we're doing this is because we're not big enough. We're 500 families. We're not big enough for perpetual adoration. And so at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, we need to find our knees. Abraham Lincoln was right. I've been driven to my knees for I found nowhere else to go. And we're at a point now, this is well beyond our abilities to fix it. And if I may paraphrase Father Rippinger, the lead exorcist of the United States, I guess, it was, at the end of the day, this is a supernatural fight. And we need to be engaged. So we decided to try to start. We have a beautiful adoration chapel. Obviously, I'm biased to a certain extent, but it's absolutely stunning. It's probably one of the largest in the diocese and truly well done. The monstrance is in the image of the Blessed Mother, and the Luna, if you will, is right at her womb, right? And so it's a stunning piece. With that being said, it's now, we fill it up from Monday to Saturday, 6 to 6. And we also have several backups. It's not uncommon to walk in and you may see 6 or 8 people in there praying. And you're dedicated to 2 things. The 2 things you're dedicated to is praying for our church and for our country. Try not to add the litany of all the other things that we often do. I just need you to focus on 2 things and make sure we nail these 2 down. We got to take care of our end of the vineyard. right? And that's what we're trying to do.
Yes. And Father Mark, what do you think is the challenge? Have we become so immune to the fact that what's going on in and around us that we formed a lackadaisical approach to our faith?
I think it's a combination of things. I think when COVID came, it just really put us on our heels, unfortunately. And I was part of it, where we closed the churches, and that was a huge mistake on our part, on my part as well. And so I don't think that we should ever go anywhere close to that again. And so as a result, we took communion out of the world. So what's happened is not only we do that, we kept people from coming to Mass, coming to the sacraments. And then it lasted for so long. And then also there was, you could stay at home. Now we've got it where you can watch it on television. And let's be honest, travel ball, kickball, my ball, your ball has more power to pull people from going to Mass than the Mass. And every kid's going pro. Every kid is going pro. You could be in 6th grade. You're going to be at the Braves come Monday, and you're 6 years old. And so what's happening is now we've kind of got that inbred, and we've now become it's football season. And if you ask most people, have you killed any? You know the commandments. We'll say, Father, I haven't killed anybody. Well, that's 1 out of 10. You're not even a good baseball player now. And so that's where we're at. And it's not going to get better because we want it. It's not going to get better because we told everybody it's time to come back. It's just not. And the only way to get them back is to do what we do best. Start preaching the gospel. Start doing it with passion. And proclaim the gospel everywhere you go, and only use words when you have to, right? That's where we need to be.
Father Mark, why is Catholic media important? Why is Catholic community radio important? You using media, video to get the message of Christ out, but why should people support this ministry?
Well, they need to support it for 2 reasons. One, first and foremost, if we're going to spend 6 days a week putting knots in our rope and think we're going to go to Mass 1 hour a Sunday and get everything straightened back out, then we're even further down the road than we think. The fact of the matter is the devil is working 24/7, right? Padre Pio was right. Now, this is Padre Pio's words, not mine. Padre Pio said that for every person that's ever walked the earth, that's Adam and Eve till now, there are 2 demons still in the world. He said there's enough demons in the world to block the sun. The point I'm trying to make to you is that there's a constant onslaught against you, your children. What they don't understand is the devil literally hates you. He hates the fact that you've been made in your image. The very mention of your name, names are important in Scripture, the very mention of your name causes him to spit. And as a result of it, who's going to go to no ends? He's going to go after your children, he's going to go after your grandchildren, and then next thing you know, we're going to start fracturing. And how many of our children and grandchildren are now worshiping other faiths, and then eventually they just dissipate? We need the Catholic radio.
Father
we need
Mark,
other means of getting it out there.
We can come right back to you after the break. The band is pushing us out. You're listening to Drive Time. Numbers to donate, 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199, or donate online, ccradio.help.
Let's get the phones ringing.
Hi, this is Chef Tony Montalbano from Two Tony's Restaurant in the historic West End area of Lakeview. I'm a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. I'd like to welcome you personally to enjoy my family's restaurant and enjoy some of the Creole Italian dishes that have been in my family for generations, like our great local Gulf seafood, house-made soups and sauces, or one of our Sicilian marinara favorites. That's Two Tony's Restaurant out in the West End area, 8536 Pontchartrain Boulevard, where Pontchartrain Boulevard meets the lake, 282-0801.
Programming on WQNO is brought to you through the generous financial support of Charles and Kathleen Cusimano.
This is Mark Rohde. My wife Sharon and I are pleased to be supporters of Catholic Community Radio.
We are also grateful for the underwriting funding of Dr. Michael and Judy Giorlando. Catholic Community Radio is thankful for your prayerful and financial contributions.
Patio Drugs at 5208 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie is a proud sponsor of Catholic Community Radio. Patio Drugs opened in 1958 and is the oldest independent pharmacy in Jefferson Parish. Patio Drugs has a knowledgeable and caring staff with free area delivery. Patio Drugs, a quality pharmacy supporting quality Catholic radio. Patio Drugs, 504-889-7070. On the web at patiodrugs.com.
This is a Papal Minute.
Siricius, 384 to 399. Little is known about the antecedents of this pope, except that he was Roman-born, and not a great deal is known of his 15-year pontificate. Two events do stand out, however, and they impact the future of the papacy. The first concerned a series of theological questions sent to Siricius by a Spanish bishop with a request for answers. Siricius answered the questions. What was new came when he instructed the bishop to transmit his decrees across Spain as settled matter. Siricius also was concerned with the state of the clergy. He insisted that all men in major orders remain celibate from the time of ordination onward. He decreed that no bishop could be consecrated without the Bishop of Rome's approval. He also decreed that at least 3 bishops must be present to consecrate a new bishop. This has been a Papal Minute.
Capstone Insurance says thanks to our valued customers and friends and is proud to support Catholic Community Radio. Capstone Insurance is a Louisiana-based independent property and casualty agency. Capstone helps individuals and businesses obtain tailored, comprehensive insurance policies to fit their needs. The family at Capstone Insurance is a great advocate for our clients. On the web at capstoneinsure.com. That's capstoneinsure.com.
I'm U.B. Muley, Muley's Religious and Office Supply, David Drive, Metairie, and I listen to Catholic Radio. My wife Kay and I founded Muley's over 45 years ago, also known as Muley's Books and Gifts, home to the Medjugorje Star newsletter. Just like Catholic Radio, mom and pop brick and mortar religious stores need your support. We feel religious stores plant the seed of faith for many on their spiritual journey. Thank you for shopping locally and supporting small business. Praise be Jesus and Mary.
Robert's Fresh Market is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. Our 5 locations are open daily, serving Metairie, Marigny, Lakeview, Uptown, and Baton Rouge. We're proud to be your local family-owned and operated neighborhood grocery, serving fresh produce, meats, catering favorites, and much more with friendly service. And don't forget to check out our hot food and salad bars. RobertsFreshMarket.com to view our weekly specials or online for curbside pickup or delivery.
It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
And we want you to help us. That's right. Our goal today, $5,000. That's really not a lot when you think about how many listeners we have all along the Gulf Coast. Doesn't matter how much you want to contribute, $5 to $500. Just know that when you make that donation, you are doing God's work and you are helping us evangelize. And we're talking to Father Mark Beard, and we're talking about spreading God's word. And Father Mark, we left off about the evil one, who, as you said, there's 2 of them to 1 of us in many cases. Right. Share, you're one of the few priests, and Mark and I were talking about this during a break, who really talks about the enemy and spiritual warfare. We don't hear that enough, I think, from the pulpit.
I think part of it has to do with, I guess there's a little bit, let's be honest, it has a lot to do with pushback. Priests don't want to hear the negative, and because then we have to deal with it. Equally important, we never really spoke to it in the seminaries. There's not like there's a class, Devil 101.
Oh,
right?
So there isn't anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I wasn't aware of that.
When you get out and you get exposed to it quite quickly, and in our particular case, you get exposed to it in a very dramatic way, where you have someone, for example, came, just the short end of the story is, came in our adoration chapels rolling around on the ground and trying to touch the monstrance, but it looks like someone's holding them down, and it gets to the level of what they call obsession, right? So when the devil gets involved, there's attachments, there's harassment, there's obsession, and then possession. And then when you get to that last level, that's when the exorcist makes his play, right? Because you got to be chosen, and we have an excellent one, without getting any further into the weeds, in the Diocese of Baton Rouge. And so you get exposed to that, and pretty soon you're saying, man, nobody told me about this, and nobody told me how to deal with this. What do you mean you got attachments? I'm not even sure what that is. What do you mean there's an obsession or possession, right? So this is when you start decided that, and I love to read, and so my passion is to go and read and study it. And it's up to you. One of the biggest mistakes I think that the priesthood makes is once you get out, you stop reading and you stop studying. And when you do that, man, it's just a matter of time before it catches up with you, right?
Yeah,
and
because
so
you got to enhance your knowledge and learning along the way.
That's right. So my passion is to read. So everything from blessed salt to blessed holy water to all these things, they're important to us. They were given to us for a reason, right? This isn't happenstance, right? This is what it is.
Well, and I'm glad you do talk about it. And when it comes to you talked about reading. You want to read about encounters with the devil? Read books on Padre Pio. That's
Absolutely.
one of my favorite saints.
And
but
look,
he helps you understand the battle.
Think about it. I mean, between Amite, Louisiana, and Hammond, what's that? 30 miles.
Mm-hmm.
There are two listed satanic groups. Now, that's between Amite and Hammond. Now, how many do you think there are between Hammond and Baton Rouge and New Orleans, in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans or any big city?
Yeah.
We're all plagued with it. The problem is nobody wants to acknowledge it. That the fight is, I hate to say it in these terms, but I think one of the greatest gifts that evil one has is his ability to convince you and I that he doesn't exist. And so as a result of it, we just downplay it, and I'm telling you, you get caught up in little things. I guarantee you this, if something happened in your church or your diocese, and let me tell you, I'm on the fringes, right? And I live in a city where we're only 5% Catholic. And I'm very close to a number of the reverends. We have 32 churches here in Amite. And we're pretty close. We speak well, right? I'm not saying we always agree on every topic, but with that being said, we all understand the influence that the evil one has had. And if we have this type of influence here in Amite, imagine where it would be in other cities. And to not acknowledge it, and once you acknowledge it, he's just not going to leave you alone. I mean, he's just not going to cut you loose and let you go. Look, it's not like you and I are going to walk down this path. The good Lord's on one side and the evil one's on the other. And they're both just going to sit and watch us and see which way we're going to go. And then by the time we get to our life, the evil one just says, well, we almost had him.
Mm-hmm.
His sole job here is to do just that. Remember, and just go back to Job. Where have you come from? Roaming the earth and patrolling it. 1 Peter, what does he say? He says, man, he's like a roaring lion looking for souls to devour. When the evil one took the good Lord up to the pinnacle of the temple and said, I'm going to give you all of this, he's giving him the world.
Yeah, even Christ was tempted.
That's right. He's saying, look, this, and the same way he went after Adam and Eve is the same way he went after Christ in the desert, is the exact same way he's going to go after you and I.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He doesn't have to change his stripes, because we fall for the same sins over and over and over again. How many times you go to confession, confess the same sins relentlessly over and over and over again? That's because we're falling for the same one. I asked the exorcist one time, I said, if I came to you not knowing anything as a priest, and I came to you with a parishioner that was in trouble, what would you ask me? He said, I would ask you first question, who opened the door? And I said, by that you mean, what do we get involved in? He said, yeah, I know the words. Went and got you palm read, tarot cards, Ouija board. You went and saw some of the wrong things, had somebody come bless you that maybe was a Wicca or a Northern Star, right? You opened the door to it. Whether you liked it or not, you entertained it. And therein lies, this is what makes pornography so powerful, because it leaves that image in our thoughts. And remember this, 3 people could put thoughts in your head. You and I can put them in, the good Lord can put them in, but so can the evil one. This is why when you're sitting in Mass and out of nowhere, this thought crosses your head, said, man, I wasn't even on that page. It just so happens to be during the middle of consecration. What do you think put it there? Right? So this is why you got to be on guard. You got to guard those thoughts, because thoughts lead to words, words lead to actions, actions form habits. And so we're too quick to dismiss the evil one. And I'm telling you, I jokingly asked the exorcist, I said, so are you telling me, Father, he's under every rock? He said, oh no, Father, every.
That's the voice of Father Mark Beard. He's the pastor at St. Helena in Amite. I'm Mark Shafisi along with Damian Collade. It's drive time here at Catholic Community Radio. The numbers to donate, 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199, or go online at ccradio.help to donate. That is ccradio.help to donate. Our goal for the stretch drive of drive time, our 2-minute drill, $5,000. We're going to take our 2-minute drill to noon. So
that's right.
Our goal is $5,000 between here and noon, and help us make that happen at 855-341-5199. Father Mark, in the Gospels, Jesus talks about when we fast, not if we fast. The role of fasting in combating the evil one.
Okay, Acts of the Apostles, Peter goes to the good Lord and said, Lord, I thought I could get rid of the demons, but there were 2 that I could not get rid of. Now, we don't know which of the 7 demons is it: pride, anger, gluttony, lust, avarice, sloth, or envy. But the good Lord said, Peter, your prayers they're not strong enough. Now, think about what he just said. Peter, the vicar of Christ, the one I hand chose, the one I've instructed all along the way, the one who's always listed first in the listing of the apostles, where Judas is always last, the one that's been quoted 180 times in Scripture. John is probably second with maybe 30. He told him that his prayers are not strong enough. So where does that leave you and I? And he says, you need to fast and abstain. And the truth of the matter is, nobody wants to hear it. Because, man, Father, you don't understand. I get headaches. I don't feel well. Well, dang. I'd hate for you to be cranky. I mean, he only carried the cross 1 mile, 12 foot tall, 8 foot wide. I mean, the problem is we just don't want to suck it up and do it. Look, you and I, guys, could pray right now, and that's a great thing. You and I could walk in that church, and we could pray the Mass, and the difference is there was a sacrifice that took place. That's the difference. This is what makes fasting and abstinence so powerful. We go to Lent, and I hear it all the time. Well, Father, I'm just going to pray more. Well, that's kudos for you, okay, that you're just going to pray more. The problem is, if that would have worked, it would have been working before you got here. The fact is you and I are not offering a sacrifice. So when you and I offer, as trivial as it is, that little one thing, then, man, I'm telling you, the power you and I would have, let's be honest, everybody for two weeks in Lent were cranky. But after two more weeks, man, we got it. The problem is that we fall back into gluttony on the day of Easter Sunday. And if we could just do what we do on Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm telling you, fasting is going to win the day. But you got to bow that neck, man. You got to do what you got to do.
That's it. Father Mark Beard, he's a pastor at St. Helena Amite. I'm Mark Shafis along with Damian Collade. It's drive time. Make those phones ring, 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199. Or go online and donate. We make it easy. ccradio.help. That is ccradio.help.
Get better sleep with a new mattress from Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, providing a selection of brand name mattresses, adjustable bed frames, and Maloof pillows and sheets. Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, 225-930-5779, 4065 Florida Boulevard, and Jefferson at Hushitu Road. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, noon to 4 on Sundays. See Mitch and the gang at Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet.
Hi, this is Vince Liberto, and I'm happy to report that my man David Tasso at Ferret Realty will help you find a home that is perfect for you. A proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, David Tasso knows the greater New Orleans area. He can help out with all your real estate needs, no matter where you are. David Tasso can be reached at 504-621-3283. That's 504-621-3283. Or see him at his office at 1215 Britannia Street, just off St. Charles, and ForretRealty.com.
This is Chef John Foles inviting you to think outside of the box at White Oak Estate and Gardens. Meet and Our Gardens are under the outdoor pavilion where delicious food is commonplace. Strategize adjacent to a trickling stream while enjoying breakfast or lunch. Oh yes, we do parties and weddings, but we'd love to earn your weekly business too. White Oak Estate and Gardens, 751-1882, located on George O'Neill Road, right next to Cypress Springs Mercedarian Prayer Center.
What will make my annuals thrive this year? Hi, I'm Zorn with greenseasons.us, and here's a few things. Location is very important. Know how much sunlight your flower wants, and make sure that is how much sunlight it will get when you plant it. This will save you time and money. Soil preparation is also important. Annuals prefer well-drained soil. Work in peat moss and compost to increase the soil's organic matter. Don't overcrowd them. Flowers have to have the right spacing to grow. Flowers from the nursery can be compacted by the pot they were grown in. Gently loosen the root mass before planting. This will cause the roots to spread faster. Fertilize the plants when you are done planting with a slow-release fertilizer. Flowers will not need to be fertilized again during this season unless they are grown in containers. Add some mulch around the freshly planted flowers, making sure not to cover them up, and make sure to saturate the area on the first watering. I'm Zorn with greenseasons.us. If you have any questions, 888-353-1971.
Hi, I'm Bobby Asaro and a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. I grew up in the Bayou St. John area and had some very happy days attending Holy Rosary and Redemptorist High School. Now, together with my family, we head up Southern Oaks Plantation, a premier wedding venue in New Orleans. Come take a look at all the possibilities. I look forward to meeting you. 245-8221.
Hey, it's Mike from TikTok Cafe, intersection of Causeway and I-10. I crossed the causeway this morning, as I always do, to meet my friend, Vince Liberto. Not many people know this, but the Causeway Bridge was built years ago so that I, Michael, could say the Holy Rosary on the way to work, and so that I could listen to Catholic Community Radio on the way home just to decompress. Hoping you can join me at the TikTok one day. Wishing all a blessed day.
The good folks at Maurice Guillot Property Management are proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. With 35 years of sales and property management experience, Maurice Guillot and his team of professionals continue to serve the New Orleans metro area. Whether you're looking to sell, rent, or need someone to manage your property, call Maurice Guillot Properties today at 504-736-0544 or go online at mauriceguillot.com.
It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help. And we're winding down our final day of Drive Time here for the fall on Catholic Community Radio. Hey, good morning. I'm Jeff Blackwell. We're going to get right back to the studio in just a few moments. A big thank you to, we have some food sponsors who help feed our volunteers here, and we want to say a special thank you to them. Damian Collado and Mark Shafisi here in studio. By the way, Damian is responsible for doing the gathering of food. So today, who do we think? It's Portobello's Italian
Portobello's Italian Restaurant and Grill.
That's wonderful, and it's just amazing how these folks get behind Catholic Community Radio and help us. Not only have they been underwriters in the past, but
and the Heavenly Donut gave us one of those new Halloween king cakes that you can order.
Okay.
We've got a fresh one in the kitchen.
And that's serious. That's like a ribeye. That is serious.
Thanks for the warning there, Damien. I appreciate that. Also, we want to thank Teresa Morales. She always bakes up some zucchini bread for the staff. I enjoyed it for breakfast this morning. We want to say a big thank you to an online donation at ccradio.help. Let's see, Donna went online, made a donation of $125. Donna, thank you. And she said this donation is made in memory of Diana Levy Centani. And it's for the repose of her soul, Diane. I said Diana, but her mother Diane, and all of the souls in purgatory, especially for those souls with no one to pray for them. So thank you. There we go, Donna. We appreciate your gift of $125. Also, we've got Carl and Eve, longtime listeners and supporters of Catholic Community Radio, members of Our Lady of Mercy, a $100 donation. They say thank you for spreading the good news. And with your donation, you're joining the evangelistic team here at Catholic Community Radio. We do this together, and we can't do it without your financial support, but most importantly, your prayerful support. An anonymous donation called in at 855-341-5199, a member of St. Patrick's in Baton Rouge, a $100 donation. And then, let's see, we've got Danny and Miriam. Danny and Miriam from Baton Rouge who have donated $150. They say, God bless you all. Keep up the great work. Thank you for your donations. Mark Shafisi, what is that phone number they must dial in?
855-341-5199. One time slower, 855-341-5199. Get those phones ringing so I don't eat all that king cake. So I have some when I get off the air. Or you can go online and donate at ccradio.help. That's ccradio.help.
And we're speaking to Father Mark Beard, pastor at St. Helena Catholic Church in Amite. But, Mark, you also have another endeavor that you've been partaking in, and we want to touch on that at this time. Our Lady of Hope in Chattawa. Boy, what a wonderful gift you are giving to our area.
Yeah, we've been very blessed. In our diocese, I'm very thankful to Bishop Duke in the Diocese of Baton Rouge and Bishop Kopaz in Jackson, because it's just across the state line. So it's about 25 minutes north of Hammond is where Chattawa is, Our Lady of Hope. And we needed a Catholic retreat center because we don't have that right now. The other retreat centers that often people go to, outside of maybe Manresa, obviously, is there are of other faiths. Rosaryville is now non-denominational, it's Protestant. Solomon Center is Episcopalian. We needed a Catholic retreat center we're Catholic, and unapologetically so. And so it's been there a year. We've been very blessed. People have started to come out. We are trying to do things a little different in that. We want you to understand that the grounds are important. Right. So, for example, we all offer places to sleep. We all offer things to eat. We also all have our chapels. But what Hope has is that it actually has gardens. And so, for example, we have a Mary's Garden, which has about 15 statues of the Blessed Mother and all her different apparitions. We also have the 12 apostles who are life-size and how they were martyred. So we're offering. I want you to understand our Catholic faith, right? So when you walk the grounds, it's every bit as educational and prayerful, more so because it's directed towards our faith.
Yes,
right?
And it's on 400 acres. It's beautiful, and I'm glad to see a lot more retreats are starting to take place there. Yeah. Share with us, okay, you said the importance of having a retreat center and a place for Catholics to go to have that quiet time and hear God's Word. How important is Catholic Community Radio in the same sense to our listeners and versus the secular media in today's world?
Well, today, just take the secular media. How is it that could you watch that and purposely in any way intentionally relax after watching or listening to it?
Yeah, without getting tensed up or anxiety. Huh?
That's right. And then here's the irony, is we start our day with that, or worse, we turn on the radio, so to speak, and maybe catch the news, right? And the same thing, our anxiety goes. And then we get home and we turn the news back on thinking it got better. And so what I like about Catholic radio is that it's a constant exposure, right, to the teachings of our Savior, the teachings of His church, This is why, if you and I lived in a monastic life, this is why the bells ring so many times during the day, to force you to stop what you're doing and realize at the end of the day, He is the I am. And what Catholic radio does is it allows you to stay engaged with that throughout the course of the day. So before you run off the reservation, before you take a hostage, before you write some email you shouldn't, or text message or respond, Catholic radio gives you an opportunity to stay in tune with it. And man, I'm gonna tell you, God bless you. It's a job well done, and thank you for doing it.
You know, talking about secular media, we've got it attached to us like an IV with these cell phones. And again, going back to some of your homilies I've seen on YouTube, and one of these statements really stuck out to me. If we spend more time on our cell phone than adoration, we're disordered in a certain way.
That's correct. Absolutely. In other words, if you took the minutes on our phone and added them up for 7 days, and we spent more time on our phone, texting, emailing, talking, whatever, than we did in prayer, then it's disordered, because you're not going to get any relaxation. You're not going to get any peace of mind. You're not going to find any peace coming through that cell phone. It's just not. It's intentional. It's directional. So absolutely, if you're spending more time doing that than you are going to Mass, going to adoration, then I can tell you, no wonder your life is tumultuous.
Yeah. Don't you find it ironic that Apple's logo symbol is an apple with a bite taken out of it?
From the Garden of Eden.
Right.
That's it.
Huh?
Right. You know, I'm telling y'all, we're gonna. If the good Lord would ever drop the scales from our eyes and let us truly see what is going on in the world, I think it would be. I think it's only through His mercy He doesn't do that, because I think if He showed us what really is transpiring, not just in the world but regrettably in our church, I think we'd fall to the ground.
Father,
I think it would destroy us.
Father Mark, about 90 seconds till our next break, but I've always wanted to ask the priest this question. Almost at every Mass I go to, multiple times I'm hearing a cell phone go off, which I don't really get, because I leave my cell phone in the car. If it goes off, I know nothing about it. What goes through your mind when you're on the altar and you hear that?
Well, my first thought is you sometimes it's an accident, but I got to tell you, sometimes your reaction is, man, you just want to scream, because of all places not to have it. Why can't you just leave it in your car?
That's exactly right. Leave it in your car for an hour.
Okay, the best thing for a priest to do is not respond to it, because then that's all people remember. When they walk out, man, you see Father, he lost his religion on that guy for his phone going off. The best thing for him to do is just stop it. Stop just stop the Mass, stop the prayer, stop what you're doing, stop the reading, and let it finish. And then, trust me, the message gets out loud and clear.
Well, we are not finished here, and we need you to call 855-341-5199. That's 855-341-5199. It's Drive Time. We hope you're enjoying our conversation with Father Mark Beard, St. Helena Catholic Church in Amite. And it's conversations like these that we're able to do because of your support. $5, $500, hey, $5,000 will go a real long way for us, but it really doesn't matter. We just need you to pick up the phone and call 855-341-5199 or go online, ccradio.help, and you will find a way to help us. And don't forget, you can join Coffee Club. Very simple. $1 a day, and when you sign up, you get a lot of goodies, and I'll just leave it at that. But please sign up, and that way you'll be helping evangelize throughout the Gulf South here with Catholic Community Radio.
Underwriting of programming on Catholic Community Radio is generously provided through the courtesy of the Peyton Falgout Band.
This is Dr. Guy Cresson. With my partner, Dr. Brian Miller, we're at Bucktown Dental Care in the shadows of St. Louis King of France Church in Metairie. My sister Diane Cresson Swing is a hygienist. My brother Russell Cresson is an orthodontist. Bucktown Dental Care, 1569 Lake Avenue since 1980. 504-831-6900. On the web at bucktowndentalcare.com and on Facebook. We would love to have you as part of our dental family. Bucktown Dental Care, guiding you to better health.
Help save lives by supporting Bridge House, Grace House Spectacular Thrift Stores. Your donation of furniture and home goods provides bargains for those needing used furnishings at a good price. We have good stuff. We'll even come pick up your donation. 504-525-3130. 7901 Airline Highway and 4243 Earhart Boulevard. Did we mention we have good stuff? Bridge House, Grace House Spectacular Thrift Stores.
Look around you everywhere. Look around, my friend. You can see Jesus along your way.
This is John Blanchard with the Rock and Bowl at Yale College Inn, right across the street from Notre Dame Seminary on South Carrollton Avenue. We feel blessed to be in such close proximity to God's great word. Chef Baker Guevara and our culinary kitchen crew are putting together great creations that continue to delight New Orleanians and their families. Rock and Bowl and Yale College Inn is New Orleans. Please think of us for your next family get-together. Shrimp remoulade and fried green tomatoes, oysters blue, fresh vegetables from our gardens next door. This is where great food meets great New Orleans people and has been serving New Orleans families for generations. Come and join us.
Yes, I've felt the love of Jesus, Christ our King.
Maryland Campers is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio since 2013. Known nationally, Maryland Campers is right here at home and offers RVs, fifth wheels, and motor coaches from names like Cardinal, Flagstaff, and many others. Over 30 acres of RVs and hundreds of makes and models. Sales and service personnel have the experience to serve you. Maryland Campers with 2 locations on I-12 in Ponchatoula and I-12 in Holder. Maryland Campers on the web at marylandcampers.com.
If you're looking for that special and unique gift, be it rosaries, statues, handcrafted art, or jewelry, stop by the Shepherd Staff Gift Shop at Sister Dulcie's Ministry, located on the grounds of Cypress Springs Mercedarian Prayer Center, 17560 George O'Neill Road. Remember, when you shop at the Shepherd Staff Gift Shop, you're shopping with a purpose. Shepherd Staff Gift Shop is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
A&M Container Sales and Rentals is proud to support Catholic Community Radio across the Gulf South and encourages other Catholic business owners to do the same.
A&M Container knows that Catholic Community Radio is where you'll get the news from a Catholic perspective while keeping you up to date on news from the Vatican as well. It's also a great way to stay in touch with the local church community.
A&M Container is your dependable source for on-site storage solutions since 2002.
On the web at andmcontainer.com.
It's Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
It is Drive Time home stretch. Fourth quarter lasts till noon. Our goal is $5,000 to raise this the rest of this morning. Today's the anniversary of the Miracle of the Sun at Fatima, so we're doing the Miracle of the Funds. Help us get to $5,000 in the fourth quarter of Drive Time. The numbers to donate, they're 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199, or go online to donate at ccradio.help. That is ccradio.help, along with Damian Collada. I'm Mark Shafisi on the line. Our special guest is Father Mark Beard. He is the pastor at St. Helena Parish in Amite. So keep this apostolate on the line, this ministry on the air to bring your priest to you. Father Mark, and I keep going back to your YouTube videos because honestly, that's where I've never met you in person. But one of the things I noticed about your preaching, and I don't think we hear this enough, is the sense of urgency that you say we have to live our life, and I mean the sense of urgency is don't wait till tomorrow to get holy. Don't wait till tomorrow to fast. Don't wait till tomorrow to pray. Do it now, because we all have expiration dates. We don't know when it is, so don't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow you may be in front of the Almighty with your final judgment.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, I didn't. The only reason we started putting the videos out was because of COVID, and it was because of the staff. They asked me to do it because people weren't coming to Mass for obvious reasons, and so once it was over, I was of the mindset to go back and just, not to do it, not to film it. But what we found is that there are a lot of people that need to hear it, kind of like what y'all do with the radio, right? You got to get it out there. And I prefer, to be honest with you, I would prefer to live in a cabin in the woods and pray my Mass and go back and live a quiet life. It's contrary to what most people think. I do love the quiet life, and so, but I also know that it is something that we need to do, because in our world, it's the only way to get people's attention. I mean, let's be honest. When you come to Mass, I know that once the homily starts, and let's just call it as it is. If I stood outside of Mass with you guys and we took a survey and we asked everybody who walked out of Mass, first 100 people, good Mass or bad, so to speak, right? What's the first thing out of their mouth is going to be, oh, well, Father couldn't land the plane. Father winged it. Father lost me. He's like an aircraft carrier. He touched and go, and I never saw him for the next 30 minutes. Right? So the homily is very heavily weighted. Right or wrong, it just is. So I am very passionate about it, because we all have a date stamp. You came in on one day, and you're going home on another day. That's non-negotiable. That day's already been established. Your soul knows it, and at the end of the day, you and I do not know when it's in. And it's a fool's bet not to go ahead and be prepared, because let's be honest, are you playing for this life or the one to come? And the only way you're going to have peace in this life is is directly proportional to the amount of time and proximity we spend to Christ. That's it. That's the only way we're getting it. You and I could have gone to the wedding to Cana. If we had sat outside, we'd felt one way. If we would have been inside the wedding to Cana, we might have felt a little different if we could put eyes on him. Imagine if you and I could have sat at his table. That's the difference. That proximity makes all the difference in the world. So listen to you guys on the radio keeps that proximity close. Going to adoration makes it even obviously quite close. Going to Mass. So I'm telling y'all, the world's is only going to get faster. It's only going to grow more out of control. It's a discipline. If you and I do not do it now and get used to that discipline of doing that little bit extra, that one extra Mass. I mean, do we understand that one Mass, St. Alphonsus Liguori said it right, one Mass is greater than all the prayers and the workings and all the support that the Blessed Mother could ever get, along with the apostles and all the prophets. One Mass.
Yes.
That's the power of a Mass. So yeah, you're right. We got to close the gap.
Father Mark, earlier you talked about maybe a mistake some priests make and not continuing their education post-ordination. Damien's in the insurance industry, I'm in the real estate industry, and we have to do CE to keep our licenses every year. So we have to continually learn. But I think we make a mistake as Catholics sometimes, maybe too many of us, as after we've confirmed, hey, I got it now, that's it. But as Catholics, we need to keep reading the Scripture. We need to read our catechism. I think most haven't read it.
That's right.
Talk about the importance of us as lay people learning our faith and keep studying our faith.
Man, think about it. Look, we have continuing education too, but let's be honest. I mean, going to a retreat and listening to this, that, or the other, that's great. But look what Dr. Petrie and Dr. Hahn and Dr. Liberto and Dr. Jacobs and Dr. Berksman, look what they've done for the church. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, their books have just brought a whole new understanding, or brought back an understanding that we've had in the church. Well, man, the more you love God, the more you'll study him. The more you study him, the more you love him. Remember what John said in this gospel. He said, if you love God, you will know the commandments. How many of us know the commandments? I mean, just be honest. How many, from 1 to 10, in the order they were written by his finger, he did it twice. How many people know the commandments 1 to 10? to be honest with you, most people don't. Oh, they know thou shalt not kill and something about your parents. Well, again, we're not even a good baseball player. And John is pretty clear. If you say you know the commandments, then you'll love him. But if you say you know the commandments and you don't, then you're a liar. And so I got to tell you, the more you read, the more you'll love him. And the more you love him, the more you want to study him.
And the more you read the scriptures, the more you learn about our history and our faith. And sometimes we realize I'm going through the Bible in a year right now. And
that guy did a great job.
Father Mike Schmidt did a great job, is right. I knew nothing about the Old Testament. I didn't realize how much we repeat ourselves in history.
Yeah.
The mistakes we make time and time again. But we can learn from them if we really, like you said, read good books and good knowledge and really work at breaking the bad habits in our lives that usually cause us to sin. And talk about confession, too, by the way, before we wrap up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Look, I've been many faiths in my life. You pick it, I've probably been it. I studied everything from Islam to Mormon. I think I even worshiped shrubs for a while. You know, I mean, if the girl, in my defense, the girl I was dating was cute. So, but be that as it may, what happens is that we got to remember that Christ, and when you study Christ, you got to study him as a Jew. His mother is Jewish. His stepfather's Jewish.
That's right.
He's circumcised as a Jew. He's crucified as a Jew, i.e. King of the Jews. He's even found in a synagogue. He doesn't come as any other faith, Methodist, Pentecostal, Baptist, non-denominational. Look, I love them all, but at the end of the day, Mother Church is true. It is what it is. Doesn't change the fact, though, that if you don't study Christ as a Jew, you're going to miss what he has to say. So if I were to ask people, was confession in play before December 25th of second one, of minute one, of hour one, of day one, when Christ came into the world, or did the church just bring this to the table? The fact of the matter is, if you go back to Leviticus 5 and 6, moreover in 6, you'll realize that you had to go to a priest. You had to bring your animal, and depending on the type of animal you brought, dictated your sin. You brought a small animal, turtle dove, maybe a goat or lamb. Okay. You bring a bull, well, everybody knows it, right?
Yep.
You might be better served telling your family, take this in, I'll be in a minute, right? And then you had to discuss it publicly. This is what they don't understand. So when Christ said, I came to fulfill the law, not to change it, once confession is in play, we can't change it and say, oh no, we can go directly to the big guy. Let's be honest. I've been every other faith. I get scripture too, okay? You can't be sola scriptura and sola fide. You can only be sola one or the other. With that being said, doesn't change the fact that the good Lord said, I came to fulfill the law, not to change it. Hebrews 5, I would choose priest among men for the forgiveness of sins. No one is to take it upon himself. Christ has never heard a confession in Scripture, and he never baptized anybody. Why? Because he's leaving in 3 years. And if he leaves, then who do they go to if they've been going to him? Now, you can make the argument he heard Peter's confession. What was Peter's confession? I love you? I love you? No, Lord, I do love you. You know everything, Lord. Well, yeah, Peter will come to know what he meant by the 3-time denial versus this. That's right. That he was standing at a charcoal fire, and now the good Lord's asking him in front of another charcoal fire.
Yep.
But what he's trying to tell Peter is, at the end of the day, when you say you love, you mean it sacrificially. Go to a priest. Can I just be honest? Go to a priest and throw up. What you couching it for? You gonna think we hadn't heard it before? You think we're gonna share it with somebody? You think you're gonna walk in church one day and somebody's gonna look up and say, yeah, that's him right there. What a piece of work he is. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, what I want for you is peace, to cut loose that thing that you've had on your plate for the last 30, 40, 60 years. How many deathbed conversions, deathbed confessions have I heard where they were holding something for so long, and I just marvel how they made it so long with all that on their plate. What day did you wake up in?
Father Mark
Yesterday?
Beard, St. Helena Church, NA Meet. Father Mark, again, the band's pushing me out. Thank you so much for your time, and again, thank you for your ministry.
St. Mary's Books and Gifts, the little bookstore with a big heart and a thirsting desire to spread the good news. 225-272-4030. Laura Manderfield Krantz Gifts St. Mary's Books and Gifts is a longtime supporter of Catholic Community Radio. St. Mary's Books and Gifts, located on the corner of Florida and Sherwood Forest Boulevard, 272-4030. St. Mary's Books and Gifts.
Hi, I'm Chad Olivier, Certified Financial Planner, CEO of Olivier Group. My wife Rose and I and our 4 sons are parishioners of St. George Catholic Church. Olivier Group was founded in 2002 with the goal of helping families with all aspects of financial planning to protect your family. We do this by using a team approach with a personal touch, always acting in the client's best interest. Life by design, not by default. Visit our website at oliviergroup.com.
Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, CWM, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor.
PillPrint.com.
South Louisiana's own online print shop.
PillPrint.com.
For your school or business printing, mailing, banners, and promotional items.
PillPrint.com.
PillPrint.com is proud to support Catholic Community Radio.
PillPrint.com.
Delivering customized services while developing lasting client relationships is what sets Olin Group One Solution apart. As an independently owned agency for over 25 years, the foundation of Olin Group's success is the commitment to help individuals and businesses maximize and protect their economic potential by providing personal attention, quality products, and superior services. Olin Group offers employee benefit consulting, financial services, property and casualty, and specialized insurance for emergency services. Visit olingroup.com and see how our family protects yours. Olin Group, one solution, helping address your needs today and for many years to come.
Securities offered through Calton and Associates Incorporated. Member FINRA, SIPC, OSJ 2701 North Rocky Point Drive, Suite 1000, Tampa, Florida 33607. 813-264-0440. Olin Group, Olin Financial Group, Massett Olin Benefits Consulting, Olin Porsche Insurance are not owned or controlled by Calton and Associates Incorporated.
Security is knowing that your payment was processed, your check deposited, your business handled. At Home Bank, we offer the technology you need to have peace of mind wherever you are. So go on, roam, wander. You have the freedom. With Home Bank's mobile app and account notifications, you'll never have to wonder what's happening with your money. We have the tech you expect and the service you deserve. For over 112 years, we've been good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
What does it take to become a St. Michael High warrior? 6th, 7th, and 8th grade prospective students and their families are invited to find out during the St. Michael the Archangel High School Open House. Wednesday, October 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. Come discover the difference in Catholic education and why you should join the St. Michael family. Reserve your tour now at smhsbr.org. That's smhsbr.org.
Hi, I'm Chloe with Fisher & Sons Jewelers at the corner of West Esplanade and Transcontinental in Metairie, and we are proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. With a wide selection, we have custom-made jewelry during those special times in the life of any Catholic. From baptismal and First Communion rosaries, confirmation gifts, and that special matrimonial engagement ring, or even a simple but special holy medal for a birthday or anniversary. Fisher & Sons Jewelers in Metairie, where the unusual is commonplace.
It's Drive Time.
690 AM, WQNO, New Orleans, K268DR 101.5, Chalmette, 1380 WBYR 105.9, K286CS 105.1, Baton Rouge.
ccradio.help.
You know what time it is. It's time to celebrate our faith, our churches, our priests, as together we evangelize from our home and around the world.
It's Drive Time.
Drive Time. Pledge any amount by calling
855-341-5199.
Donate online at ccradio.help. Become a Coffee Club member at joincoffeeclub.com. Or you can download our free app and donate that way.
It's Drive Time.
And you're along for a faith-filled ride. Let's go live to our studios on Drive Time.
Home stretch of Drive Time, 2 hours left. Numbers to call, make that donation, keep Catholic Community Radio on the air. Not only just not keep it on the air, but keep it growing. The numbers to donate.
We're growing.
That's right. Put us on steroids. 855-341-5199. 855-341-5199. Or Donate online at ccradio.help. That is ccradio.help. I'm Mark Shafisi in studio along with Damian Collada. You hear him on Wake Up every morning. Also, Jason Angelette of the Willwoods community. And good morning, Jason. As always, thank you for helping us out.
It is great to be with you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Again, those numbers, 855-341-5199, 855-341-5199. And Jason, as we get going with you, I know you guys have a big event coming up.